In our last episode, we made the incredibly long trip from the United States all the way to Kathmandu, Nepal. Over 50 hours, we took 3 international flights, explored 3 airports, and enjoyed 4 different lounges. In this episode, we pack our bags for the next 20 days, take off on the scariest flight in the world, and start the Everest 3 Passes trek. We're Mason and Shelley, and we're Just Adrift. Episode 147. Flying into Lukla, the world's most dangerous airport.
How's it going, everybody? Mason and Shelley here with Just Adrift, and today we start our 3 Passes / Everest Base Camp trek. It is 4:30 in the morning right now. Our flight is scheduled to leave at 6 a.m., but the flights usually get pushed back, so we'll see what time our flight actually takes off. We're leaving here in about 15 minutes at 4:45 to head towards the airport.
Driving to the airport to finally be here, it's overwhelming. When we first met, we dreamed of travel. We shared stories of trips that changed us, and we realized travel would one day be a part of our story. When we committed to full-time travel, Nepal was our first stop. But the pandemic changed everything. To be here now, a year later, is incredibly special.
Everything is happening really quickly. As soon as we got through security, we were called to board the plane almost immediately, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Plane's on time. Weather conditions are perfect. It's crystal clear outside. No wind.
No wind. This is a small plane, though. I'm not normally nervous for flights, but I'm a little nervous.
There are a lot of things that this flight is called. It's called flying into the highest airport in the world. Sometimes it's called the most dangerous flight in the world.
Well, here's for the best.
I feel like it's a fitting start to the adventure that we're about to go on.
The flight is on the smallest commercial plane I've ever seen. It's called a twin-prop otter. It holds maybe 20 people. It's so small you can't even stand fully up when you're inside. I don't typically get nervous flying, but this flight has me a little worried. So far, we're all really lucky. The weather is clear, our flight is on time, and there's been minimal turbulence. While we don't seem to have any nervous flyers on board, you can still feel a slight wave of anxiety throughout the plane. The scary thing about this flight is not just the size of the plane or the turbulence, it's actually the conditions coming in and out of the Lukla airport. The airport is at an extremely high altitude, 9,500 feet above sea level. The higher the altitude, the lower the air density, meaning the plane has to land faster. The runway is also incredibly short, only 1,729 feet, ending at a sheer drop of 2,000 feet down the mountain. Add the rapidly changing weather, and this leaves the pilot with very little room for error. However dangerous, this hasn't stopped the thousands of climbers from flying in and out of Lukla, making this airport one of the busiest. Fascinatingly enough, the airport was built in 1964 by Sir Edmund Hillary, the first mountaineer to successfully climb Everest a decade before. Namaste. Getting off the plane, the air hits you all at once, frigid and cold.
That was incredible.
That was incredible.
Oh,
glad we're here safely.
Yeah.
On arrival, we were promptly met by our guide, G. We're his first trek in over a year. G is soft-spoken, lots of smiles, and quick to offer help. Walking out of the plane and to here through the town, it feels like a real adventure for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could have predicted that feeling.
And when you walk on that road that goes in front of the airport, you're looking at this huge peak of the Himalaya, and you know where you are. It's unmistakable.
Pictures don't do it justice. We enter our first tea house, and it's beautifully decorated. Rainbow-colored rugs, burlwood chests as tables, paintings of deities on the ceiling. It's colorful and happy.
We're just hanging out right now. We're gonna get some breakfast.
It's beautiful in here. It's just gorgeous, like decorated and colorful and beautiful view. This is unreal.
It's definitely a little chilly outside. They just got some fresh snow. But the day is crystal clear.
Yeah, the definition of the mountains is just, I mean, it's beyond what I expected. So pretty. We're doing this.
We are doing this. So day one, we are heading from Lukla to Phakding. About 2 or 3 hours. We'll take our time, just kind of mosey, and we'll stay there, and then we'll head to Namche on day 2. But let's take it one day at a time.
I'm so excited. Looks like we have enough pages for this trip. I've decided to keep a journal of this hike, and we'll be sharing it with you along the way.
Right now we're checking in at the tourist check-in point. You pay a local tax. It's 2,000 rupees per person to get into the park. It's gonna be a beautiful day.
The hike to Phakding is a beautiful one. You are mostly going downhill and cross through several picturesque towns along the way. As you enter the towns, you'll see many prayer flags, stupas, and Buddhist mani stones. As you cross through the Dut Kosi River Valley, the landscape is lush with vegetation, and you'll cross your first suspension bridge. First bridge of the trek.
Good warm-up bridge on day 1.
In this part of the valley, you share the roads with trekkers, porters, and many passing donkey trains carrying supplies. Traveling this direction, the trek is relatively easy, but could be hard on your knees. The beginning part of the trail is pretty chill, which is a nice surprise because you don't really know, well, I didn't know what I was walking into. We've just started to hit our first elevation, and lo and behold, we stopped for a break.
Thanks, Jeet. There is a ton of snow on the mountain right now. We heard reports that Namche and higher up in Dingbuche got a ton of snow, and we talked to some guys in Lukla that said that they got up to Dingbuche and had to turn around and come back because the snow was so high. So I'm interested to see what it looks like up there. Hopefully some of it will melt before we get up there. And we're on the trail again. We've already checked in to our spot, taken a little bit of a rest.
We've moved in.
Had some lunch.
And this place is adorable. We're staying at the Green Village Guest House. Yep. And it just looks like a gingerbread house from the outside. I love all the flowers. I love the little grass pebble walkway when you come in.
Yeah.
The food is delicious.
Lunch was very good.
great experience so far. So we're about to go explore the town a little bit because we've got the whole afternoon. It's only like 2 o'clock.
So far, the day couldn't have gone smoother. Took a very casual stroll up here
It only took
to
about
Phakding,
2.5 hours.
and we stopped for tea for
Yeah.
a little while at a place.
I was surprised when we were here at our destination so quickly.
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna wander around, relax.
Explore a little bit. Because Phakding is so close to Lukla, you can still get just about anything you need here. There are shops with trekking gear. There are cafes where you can buy baked goods, Wi-Fi cafes. There are bars here in town, snooker halls, places to play foosball, all sorts of options. A lot of the tea houses in the lower elevation areas have really cool gardens around them, behind them. They're really cool to look at.
Somebody here has a green thumb. There's little pots of flowers all over the place. It's planted with care, and even the walkway to the garden, it's just really pretty.
It is gorgeous and a ton of variety in a
Yeah.
small space. You can see bok choy. There's definitely cabbage. There's a lot of varieties of greens that we don't know. We'll have to learn more
Green
about it.
onions, yeah.
And they have an amazing little indoor greenhouse here as well. It is beautiful. Well, a good dinner and another cup of tea ends day one for us.
What a great day we've had today.
Nice smooth day.
Yes, which is always good for the first day.
That's right. So tomorrow we head for Namche.
I'm excited to see Namche. I've heard you talk about it so many times. It
Yes.
just sounds like, I don't know. I've built a Namche in my head, so it'll be interesting to see Namche.
And we can't wait to show it to you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.